You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Well, day 3 here at the Arizona Electric Festival. It's pretty much wrap-up day. We're joined again by Shannon Gallagher. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, how was it?
My high school drama teacher said it best. It was an awesome spectacle.
There you go.
And that was referring to our production of Brigadoon, which was a complete train wreck. But no, this was an awesome spectacle in every sense of the word. I would hope you guys would agree.
Yes, yes, I do. So highlights, Friday we were out on the line flying, and a lot of guys. You had how many registered pilots?
92.
Yeah, 92.
And we had a mix of full weekend.
Right,
and then we had a day pass. We actually had quite a few people on the day pass. So.
I like the day pass. I know on one of our previous episodes you were talking about that, and I think it kind of caught a lot of people's eye.
It did.
Hey, we'll come out, but hey, man, if I could just pay for a day pass, that would be even better.
12 pilots did the day pass. So definitely worth the time and the effort for that.
I think that's a good thing to do. So it worked out.
Yes,
our
I
favor.
would agree.
What else? We got solar generator for the first time.
So the solar generator, it was up and running a lot of the event. We didn't use it. It couldn't power quite the full event because we draw so much power. We had no idea it was that much power.
Too much power.
Too much power, yeah.
More solar.
We actually, so we had a little hiccup with our diesel generator, which we didn't expect. It wasn't the generator, it was a power cord that went bad. But the solar, it held up while we were fixing that.
Right. So
it worked out. We're on solar right now.
Right.
So for the and we were for the second half of the day yesterday. So overall, for them to come out, Sunny Energy, and provide that for free, it was a cool thing.
Sure.
If anything, the cool factor.
Right.
It's like having it's like having an arc reactor.
I think the manufacturer, the guy that came out and did this for free, I think he learned something. His eyes were.
Oh yes.
Oh, we're going to go out there and I'll fly for those little remote control guys, and then Mike shows up with his magic battery box that it's already, you could just hear the sucking of electrons, and he hooked it up, and that he was not used to guys.
Yeah, when he saw the numbers on his little meters, it was like we were pulling far, and he was impressed how much it would pull. So
right. Well, my battery box has 2 chargers. Both of them are rated for 40 amps each. That's 80 amps that I could pull in my. Meanwhile, power supply on there is 24-volt power supply.
Right.
It's up at 80 amps as well. So I think he just vastly underestimated what he really thought. Oh, these little batteries, this thing, can just chug along.
Some, cell phone batteries. I could do 100 of those. No problem, buddy.
So,
but it's good though, because now he can take that back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Say, hey, this is a couple more battery banks. Or like I think when I was talking to him, he said they actually have a setup that has a diesel generator.
Yeah.
And so as the battery starts to deplete, it'll kick on and fill it back.
Kind of like a Prius or something?
Yeah, it's
very much like a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. Yeah. That's what it is.
Got a Prius.
But if anything, we like to see innovation here at the Electric Festival. So just to take that step, and it was a risk, but I'd say we still got some reward out of it. So
I definitely think it was a good addition, and I liked your comment about going all electric too. That was
my goal,
so,
and we got pretty close to that.
Well, I think that maybe revisiting that.
If we had 2 of those rigs,
maybe so.
We probably would have done it. I'm just excited that we had the opportunity to even bring that out here.
Yeah, we give a shout out to those guys. They did a good job. Yeah. And the fact that he was out here supporting you as well, because a lot of vendors are people that'll do that, especially in a solar situation. They'll just put it out. You never see him again.
They were here the whole weekend.
He was here, and they were talking to people and handed out literature. So it was kind of neat.
Definitely good.
What else happened? Vendors were awesome.
Oh my gosh, vendors, they were selling stuff like crazy.
They were. I could not believe it.
We had new vendors this year that we had. Sort of new Roaring Top, one of my co-CD just sells for them for the event, but he did get bang up business.
Yeah.
We had RC Batteries USA; they were a brand new vendor. Critical RC. Right. The list goes on. It was Northwest RC is one of our biggest sponsors and supporters of the event. They hardly had anything to sell because they
it was all pre-orders.
They brought all the pre-orders, and just to see them, people pulling up and backing up to their truck and unloading their planes, that to me that's service from them as a manufacturer, as a distributor, because that just was really cool to see them do that. But they were still selling stuff, and they take care of us at the raffle. So the raffle,
the raffle was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
We had some really good stuff. I wish I could get everybody a plane, but I have a lot of
next year.
I'm working on it. Yeah. But we had batteries, chargers, planes. We had it was amazing, and just all the little hobby stuff that all of my sponsors donated. We had our center burners from RC Geek.
Yeah.
That's just not something you see everywhere.
Lights
the LEDs
that show the afterburn lights.
Yeah. It was just phenomenal. So I'm so thankful for all of my sponsors and the vendors that come out and really support us. And I go back and I buy stuff from the vendors too. So if the vendors come here, I take care of them.
Sure.
So it's
we had a couple of good conversations with vendors too, and we're going to try and do some stuff with them, in the form of getting their name out and helping them out. Coffee all weekend was absolutely fabulous.
Yes, Katie at MF Coffee just did a bang up job, and I went over there this morning, and she's like, I have to go stock up because of this weekend. She's like, I've never had to go back and stock up this quickly, and I was just like, wow, that's awesome. So she had a bang up business. Awesome. The Nightfly
was fantastic.
That was good. Warmed up.
It sure did.
It was real nice.
It was really nice. I was wearing shorts and
You're still wearing
t-shirt.
Shorts.
I know.
In fact, I had to wear my sunglasses at night because
the moon was so bright.
Oh my
We'd
gosh!
fly right in front of the moon and be like, I can't see.
I told the solar guy, I'm like, you should have left the thing charging. You probably would have gotten some on.
Probably could have. We got retina moon burn.
Oh yeah, that was
getting my moon
beautiful. We had like
tan.
9 planes in the air at one time.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's pretty close to a record.
Yeah.
And,
we had a really good conversation with Doug last night, and it was his first night fly.
Oh wow! Okay.
And, so as a president of a club, he was this was interesting to him. We let him get a couple of takes on the stealth bird, and he was pretty amazed. He was like, "Wow, I've never seen all these guys, flying 3D and gliders and little, foamies," and it just was really fun. And my wife, I mentioned, to Doug that she was pretty close to this event.
She could see it.
Something else, she could see it.
Yeah.
So she wound up coming over. So
and I really enjoyed talking with Doug. Me and Doug sat down for I'd say an hour combined, just talking about president to president, just what things are.
Who won the debate then?
I was a draw.
Okay.
Well, the good news is, we can say the Park Flyer podcast brought you guys together. So there.
I would agree with that 100%, and I thank you because that you just crossed some bridges right there.
Well, we hope to do that again. That was one of the things that we talked to Doug about too. Is our venture into this, and we were looking for more clubs.
Yeah.
And, being in the Park Flyer Electrics, I know I jumped into the turbine world, we kind of explore that. But at the same time, it is a community, and we can learn from each other.
Definitely.
And I think that each individual, there's probably hundreds of these events all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be great to kind of start interfacing with others to kind of see what best practices work, what vendors support, and you could get other vendors, other sponsors.
And just how the differences of how the facilities themselves are, provided and sourced and run. Just getting that conversation going is really good because we're in some dangerous territory with the regulatory agencies that are pounding down on us. So
I know
it's going to take a lot.
I don't know if he told you or not, but he was absolutely just in love with this field. He said this was the best setting for an RC field that he think he's ever seen. Because he's normally just looking at trees.
And grass,
the background, the drop, the way the sun sets, the whole venue, it's just a fantastic field.
I love it. I'm so proud to be a part of this club and to be able to provide this event to people. Guys probably going to pull my man card, but last night when I went home, I was beat, and I got in the shower, I'm sitting there, and I kind of cried a little. I'm like, gosh, that was such a good day. I'm like, it was just.
I shed a tear.
I did. Right. I was like, man.
That was just a shower. It was just a shower.
It was just a shower.
That splashed onto your eye.
Oh, man. So that's why I did it in the shower.
If it makes you feel any better, I shed a tear yesterday morning as well when I was flying, but probably more because the wind was in my face and I didn't have glasses on. But I shared a tear as well.
Yeah. And then our noon show, again, that's
high tech. The high tech, that was impressive.
Yeah.
The helicopter.
Oh,
the plane.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So
this is Mikado. That was Mikado, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Mikado. So this is Jay wasn't here last year.
Yeah.
And so Mike and I have seen a similar routine.
The same guys. It was the
same guys. Okay, so we had them on last year,
Yeah.
and we talked about it, and they told us that basically they went out and said, "Okay, everybody's doing this. What should we do?"
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "I don't know. How about you hover and I'll fly around you?" And they kind of winged it.
Yeah.
But they put it together like as they were walking out to the line. So this year, when, they said, "Hey, everybody responded so well." This year, we're actually going to do a routine.
Yeah,
so
and
they did a routine,
was
and
off the
I
hook.
kid you not, I wish I'd have had Jay on a microphone because he was just like, "Oh my gosh, look at that! It's fantastic!"
Yeah.
But it was very spectacular.
Yeah, and all the vendor demos were spectacular.
Yeah.
Everyone put
Kirkle RC did a great job.
Yeah.
Northwest RC did a great
Motion
job.
had all
did
their
a great
jets
job.
out. I
Yeah,
mean, it was
so.
the combat was fun. We had a good.
Did have a good
crash
combat
there.
one.
Yeah.
We talked to
was
Doug
fun.
about almost
Warbird
winning
gaggle
that.
was nice.
Yeah.
Jet gaggle. We had
Jet
like
gaggle.
13 jets.
Yeah, that's
13,
amazing.
and they were. It wasn't little jets. There was a lot of like the 90 millimeters.
Yeah, actually, I flew the A10 in the jet gaggle.
Yeah.
So I think it was the big one out there. It was kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, everybody.
Yeah.
And the funny part was when everybody takes off at the same time, and it's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to land at the same time
Yeah.
too. So
You time it out.
you just time it. And I was like, okay, I can't afford not to land first, so I literally cut mine about 20 seconds
Right.
short and landed. And sure
Yeah.
enough, as soon as I rolled the end of the runway, everybody's like, landing! They're all like
Yeah.
fighting to get on the runway.
Yeah.
But mine's so big, it just takes
you-
up a lot of
you
room.
take
I had
up
to get out of everybody's
take
way.
a lot of real estate with that. So
Yeah. So the prizes, the awards, not prizes, but
yeah.
the awards.
So Brent Hecht with his amazing T-38 got the best scale flight.
Oh my
He
gosh,
just
that thing was
flies the
amazing.
Good choice.
and it didn't matter if he was in the noon show or not. He just
Right.
flew that thing all weekend long.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was. Alan Piercy won my contest director's choice for his B-36, which
Yep.
is an amazing scratch build. There was a lot of, I had some tough choices with that.
Right.
Because there was Justin Link. I get honorable mention to Justin Link. He's got some amazing little jets he's built.
Dude, he does some amazing work.
Yeah, and I even said to him, like, Justin, you were in the running.
Yeah,
I just
so
that
close.
B-36, just the size of that kind of trumped it. And then David Thielman with his B-25
Yep.
that had sound, and he flew it a bunch
Yeah.
of times. And then my best jet went to Jeremy Solt for the custom built AL37 KC 135.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For 35 or 624, it had the tail boom on it, and he just flew the heck out of that thing. So
Yeah, it really looked good. They did a demo where they had the F-22
Come up
or
right
F-35
behind
come
it.
up right behind
Yeah.
you, lowered the boom, and they just kind of flew that way, and it looked
Well,
really
I kept saying the
impressive.
first person that actually hooks up with the boom, I'll give him $20. It didn't happen.
Yeah, well, give it a try. So, Big Mike flew his big Cessna a couple of times.
Yes,
that was
he
pretty
did.
exciting. We
Yeah.
did, and we had the big airliner gaggle with all the.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
yeah.
All of the AL37s, and
Yeah.
then Rick Werchter with his Windrider 737. We had a whole bunch of those, and then the T-33s.
T-33s all
And
did a gaggle.
eight plane gaggle of those. That was really cool. We did a micro gaggle yesterday.
right.
That was
Yeah, the
right
mosquito
before
gaggle.
it was like a pre-entry to the noon show.
Yeah,
Got
that was
that.
kinda
And then,
cool.
John Serio and his bat out of hell helicopter that
Yes.
doing 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, that thing
And-
was amazing.
And he said to me afterwards, he says that last pass, he says, I almost biffed it. He says that was close.
Yeah,
He
it
said,
was close.
Oh man,
He was
but-
moving, man. That thing would have been strewn parts out for about 100 miles.
Oh, yeah.
He was making. So just to let you know, they clocked the T-38 at 131, 132, I think.
Yeah,
like that.
and it doesn't look like it's
No,
going that fast.
it looked like
but
it was just
it's-
cruising along, but they clocked it with a radar gun at 132
Yeah, because he was
miles
flying
an
that
hour.
on 13S.
He
Yes.
was for the noon show. Yeah. He was on 12S most of the weekend, but
Yeah.
for that one he bumped it up,
Yeah,
and
so he-
it definitely showed.
This one goes to 11.
Yeah.
Why not just make 10 louder?
Exactly.
Oh, that's-
But other than that, I
Crowd
think it
was amazing.
Crowd was amazing.
Yeah, we had over the course of the weekend, we had 300 and some cars we parked.
So did you have any problems with getting the cars parked? And all
No,
that
not
kind
at
of stuff?
all. No, we've got a pretty good sized parking area.
Sure.
We had a lot of competition for events in the valley as a whole. There was a real air show across town. There
Right.
was the Prada del Sol. It's like a rodeo parade, and it's
Right.
been around for
That's
forever. And just other stuff going on. I think there's a marathon today.
Oh, right.
That's the other big thing. Or maybe that was yesterday. I don't know. But there's just so much stuff going on. So to get the number of people that we
Right.
got out here, I'm thankful. That's all I can say. Is it to me is one of the best weekends I've ever had. When it
And
comes
the
to
weather was
RC.
beautiful. It cooperated.
The weather, that's my biggest fear is how's the weather going to be.
Sure.
We had Friday, yesterday could not have been
Nope.
Nope.
That was like for me, that's like the best flying day, and I didn't get to fly anything till the night flight.
Ah.
I was just too darn busy.
But you got out there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, I did notice that both sets of bleachers were full.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
right.
and people had their chairs,
Yeah.
and then just people walking down the vendor row. Our food vendors, man, they said, I already said about Katie, but just as a whole, they just get gangbusters business.
Right,
So
right.
that's it. I want everybody to have a good experience when they come here. I didn't have any complaints, minor little things, but that I don't.
Remind me to talk to you later about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk off air.
That's how we go, Mike.
That's funny. Actually, I was talking to Katie
I
earlier
just gotta
this
complain
morning.
about Jay. That's all I did.
No.
You
I was-
brought him.
I was talking to Katie earlier, and she was so excited that she got to face the runway this year.
Yes.
Because at the jet rally, she had to face sideways.
They
and
turned her
they turned her
sideways.
around, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I got to watch all the airplanes because she can see over the Armada cover
Yeah.
here, and she could see them all." And she was just excited about
Yeah.
my little micro.
Yeah.
UMXP,
Yeah.
the pits.
Yeah.
She could see that flying around. She's like, "It's so tiny, it's so cute." And I started laughing. It's like, "You should come fly it." She's like,
Yeah.
"I'm serving coffee."
And my daughter's ASU
that's
robotics
right.
team
Yeah,
came
that's right.
out,
Your daughter.
and they had such the response for them. They came out, they had the robot, they were working on it,
Right.
and they did a little raffle. So they always need a little extra money to something breaks and they
Sure.
want to have a little.
Sure.
They made $250.
Wow.
on a little raffle,
Nice.
and people were just giving them money. Like, I don't want to take it. Just you guys are doing stuff. So
doing a
the
good job.
donations were great. And her teacher and the other parents that kind of advised and stuff, and all the kids, they were just so grateful. They had a ball out here. They loved it.
Yeah.
So I was just glad they could.
I think
get it
I was
out there.
talking to their teacher, professor, whoever it was. He
Yeah.
was next door soldering something,
Oh.
his big motor, And
Yeah.
I looked at him and I was like, "Do you carry that rig around? What you need is ding,
Yeah.
TS100." He looked at that and he's like, "That's a soldering iron?" I go,
Yeah.
850 degrees worth. And he's like, "Wow."
Yeah.
So he was writing all the information down because I told him, I was like, "Yeah, this will fit in your pocket. It's really easy to
Yeah.
take on the road. And it works off of a three cell battery."
Yeah.
So I said, better than trying to find electricity for that thing. So
Yeah.
Anyway, he was laughing, but it was a good group of kids, and man, we wish them best in their
Well, thank you. I
upcoming
appreciate
competition.
that. Yeah,
That's right. Anything to help our robotic overlords.
That's right.
We want to be on
They're
their
taking
good
over.
side.
Right.
We
They're
don't
taking
we want
over.
to be on the good
Yeah.
side.
I'm hoping the Transformers are coming over. They're going to be friends of mine.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm
Yeah, my
Optimus
daughter's
Prime.
half cyborg already. So great.
And we think the weekend was fabulous. And honestly, this is the first year I think we have spent most of the time at the flight line. We're normally pretty much wrapped up with the podcast, but this year I think we kind of neglected
I like
our
our choices
duties.
this year.
I did too. We had a lot of fun, but we didn't interview quite as many people as we probably could have. But and then we did interview one young lady that didn't make the cut because
Becky.
Becky. So I feel really bad for her. She did a great interview. We had so much fun. We spent probably 15 minutes with her, and I looked down and my SD card on my recording device was full. So we give a shout out to Becky, and she was in shopping mode this
She was.
Yeah.
She
this
was.
weekend.
Yeah.
Had a nice
Yeah.
purchase.
She did. She purchased my my little 3D hobby shop Edge 540.
Oh, okay.
She worked worked me over on that.
There you go.
And then I think the guy with the half scale cub that showed up here was just got it together.
Oh my gosh!
And she walked down there.
Did
and
you hear
said,
this story?
I'll take it. No.
Okay, so back to the noon show. The guy who with that plane, I forget his name.
Oh, we interviewed him.
Alan.
His name is Alan.
Alan.
Yeah.
Alan. So he was. Okay, hey, can I be in the noon show? Oh, of course, yeah. So we're trying to squeeze him in, and he's like, "When am I going to be in the noon show?" I'm like, "Okay, you're coming up like right at the tail end of the vendors." I go to get him. I'm like, "Are you ready?" He says, "I just sold it. I can't fly it." I'm like, "Really?"
I know. I was waiting to see that all day.
You hassle
I
me
know.
all day,
Yeah.
and then like the last second, I'm ready to put you on, and you're like, "I sold it. I can't fly it." I'm like, "Oh man."
Well, that's funny because we had him right as he was putting it together. Jay grabbed him
Yeah.
and came down here and interviewed with us, and he great guy. He was talking all about how he loved it and how he put it together, and we're all "Oh man, you're gonna fly it today, right?" He's like, "Oh well, not me, but my pilot. I brought another guy to fly it
yeah.
in the noon show who's really good at it." And then he's like, "But it is for sale." And because we were talking
Yeah.
about how nice it looked, and so he said, I'm selling the airplane and the storage unit.
Yeah,
with
the
it,
trailer came in. Yeah.
So next thing I know, he's taking it all apart, and I'm like, "What the heck, man? He must have found something wrong with it." And then as Becky walked by, she's got a all the keys in her hand to the trailer. I was like, oh, Becky must have bought it.
Yeah. That was crazy. So,
but that was good. I mean, holy cow for him.
I still wanted to see it fly.
I did too.
I think I'm like,
that's a fact.
Maybe Becky will bring it back.
Should have been a test. Should have had a test fly.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Let her fly it. So,
yeah.
Now that you bought it, go out there and fly it.
Yeah.
Although I did that to a guy once and it didn't turn out so well.
That's another story.
Too. I met a guy at the field for like a little foamy plane I was selling him, and I like biffed it on the land. He's like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, mine was an 11-year build.
Oh, wow.
For a clip-wing Cub, and I talked to the guy. He built it with his father.
Yeah.
And his father passed, and I said, you should go fly that thing in homage of your father. Yeah. Balls of dust.
Oh, boy.
I was like, can anyone give me a ride home? Because I rode out with him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ride back with him.
I can hear.
When he was 3, his dad and him planted the little seedlings.
Yeah.
For the wood, and they got it out and they whittled it.
It was a horrible feeling. Because I just talked him into it. I was hounding on him like for weeks, to go fly this beautiful thing. Anyway, well, it's kind of mid-morning, and how do you think?
Still got guys flying.
Still got some public watching, and they came around. Actually, you had public for the night flight too, I think.
Yes, we had quite a few spectators. We had a lot of people that came out for the event earlier in the day, and we kept pumping up the night fly, and they're like, they're like, hey, there's a costume. I'm like, no, you come back
on
out.
in.
Yeah. Well, we had quite a few in the stands.
Yeah, it was good.
Some music going, a little Saturday night music going,
Yeah, it was. Right. We had some music and got some really cool planes flying.
I had my flying disco ball in the sky.
Yeah, you did have that?
Yeah, that's right.
Once again. I didn't watch it this year, so I didn't get epilepsy seizures.
I did a different pattern that wasn't quite
Yeah. Last year I was like, wow, man, this thing will put you into a seizure. Yeah. It was spectacular. I wasn't complaining, but I was just like, holy cow, that thing has got some serious lights.
Night radiant, man.
Who is the guy who has the helicopter?
That's Joe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, Joe has some. The magic blades is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Those
are called magic blades. Yeah. He actually has them. They were trying to talk him into hooking them up, but I think he was too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
Because he has to put it together and program the box and that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just know when he flew that thing, that was
that was a different guy that year, but Joe has the same one. Yeah, okay. But he was here with him. I was come to find. I mean, kind of think of it. The Apache or Cobra didn't show up this year.
Okay, so Jim Spice.
Yeah, Jim.
So he's having some health challenges.
Okay.
So he's really not flying anymore.
Gotcha.
Okay. But he was always a crowd pleaser. But he's just not quite comfortable with flying it at all right now. And I don't know if it's going to be forever, but taking a little break from it, and we wish him the best because he's always been a big part of our event. And it's sad when somebody so well and they can't enjoy this hobby that is the lifeblood, at least for me, and I'm sure for you guys too.
Absolutely.
Doing this, it's definitely. It's heartbreaking.
No, it is. I mean, we always, every month hear, people with health challenges. Yeah. We wish them the best and hope Jim gets better. And
we had our memorial flight for a longtime club member, Luther Peters. Yeah. And we flew all of the planes that he built and converted to electric. They're all the old timers. And that was to me, that was real special because that guy, I mean, he could build like nobody's business. And he would always talk to you. And I mean, I never saw him without a smile. I mean, I can always picture him in my mind. So when they asked me, hey, can we do a little more? I'm like, by all means.
Yeah, sure.
They wanted to do like 12 minutes of that. I'm like, okay, guys, we can do about 5. I mean, it's a noon show. I understand. But
that's why they put you in charge.
That's right.
This guy.
Well, 12 minutes, man. That's about how long it took him to get up to altitude because those things were like, they were slow.
Yeah, 12 minutes. I'll give you 5. So.
Well, I have to say that really, was very impressive. I love the choice of music, and those airplanes were just barely. There was just a light breeze, and they were just hanging above it. It was a very good tribute.
Yeah,
I thought it was very classy. So, it was amazing. So, well, how about we get back out to the flight line, man? Once again, it was a great event. We loved it.
Well, guys,
we're looking forward to next year already.
Without you, here, there would be a huge void. So I'm, I can't even imagine you guys not being here. So I just hope you guys always keep coming back. We'll probably roughly around the same time next year.
Sure,
I'm pretty sure the same weekend.
I already bid vacation.
Awesome.
So
there you go.
I got it. I got the week off.
It's not just me; it's my staff. Pat Gagnon, Rick Huerta, Matt Ventura, John Mangina runs a flight line, Les Nubel runs a flight line, a bunch of the guys helping security. My maintenance guy, Tony Milage, who's done all of like the upgrades of. You notice this place is a lot sharper than it was last
sure,
year.
sure.
We did the runway, or not the runway, but the infield, and just spruced up everything we possibly can.
Is he the guy that fixed the fence?
No, that was somebody else.
Okay,
that was
but they did a fantastic.
They did a great job because they wrecked it.
2 minutes later, it was fixed. I was like, "Wow, what happened?"
Yeah, the guy that wrecked the fence fixed the fence.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the rule here?
I was going to say,
you break it,
you
you
fix
You
break
wreck
it, you
it.
fix it, or you find something.
either that or he was showing his work, one of the two. Like, I need some
Yeah.
business. All right, watch me fix this thing.
Great. Yeah. So again, thanks to you for coming out, and
problem. We love it.
all your listeners. If you ever have any questions, I'm pretty easy to get hold of online and Facebook, and you can get hold of these guys.
Or you can just email us, and
Yeah.
I got them on speed dial. So there you
put
go.
me on. Yeah, if you need anything.
Pretty funny.
And,
Well,
so hopefully
good.
we'll see you at another event.
Yeah, we
between now and
What's
then.
the next event coming up here?
So we've got a couple. We've got there's a Superstition Pattern Classic in 2 weeks, which is a pattern contest. Aerobatics, very specific aerobatics.
Sure.
That's a lot of fun. We have Gunsmoke,
Yep,
the
Gunsmoke's
first Scale
coming up.
Masters qualifier. That's in March. We have Wings over Arizona. That's a giant scale event. So March we're pretty much chock full of events here.
Cool.
And then in April 11th we have Taking Flight. One of these days you got to come out for that event because it's all geared towards getting kids and youth and families.
Oh
into the
yeah,
hobby.
we're all over that.
Yeah, we do like the flight test, tiny trainer builds. We set up a couple of tables with that.
Cool.
We do lots of buddy boxing, and it's a fun fly. It's an open fun fly, but if you come out and do the fun fly, you're expected to be a mentor. Like if people
Sure.
have questions, just be open and say, "Hey, here's how it works." And if you got a buddy box,
Get out of here, kid! What are you? Stop bothering me!
Stop bothering me! Get bother me, son! You bother me! None of that. But so that's a great event that we had to kind of downsize with that one this year. We did a two day. Now we're doing a 1 day this year just because of scheduling. But it still was worthwhile. So if you ever can, come out for that
definitely
one.
keep us on, and we'll try to come out.
Yeah,
and,
that'd be a fun. It's a quick 1 day. In and out.
Sure.
So
Yeah, that'd be great.
You should see if the news will actually come out for that one.
yeah, we were supposed to have the news because Channel 12 local here they had contacted me, and after I sent out my blast to all the media, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll send a crew out on Sunday if there's nothing major." Well, there was a shooting overnight, so that's where
that trumps us. I mean,
Phoenix. What are
Yeah,
you talking
sadly,
about?
yeah, we
As opposed to every other night.
yeah.
yeah,
Pow 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 pow.
It's 4th of July every night in Phoenix. No,
don't be
Close.
like that. I live here.
Yeah.
It's not Chicago.
Well, I know it's not.
well, it's usually him out shooting, bang, 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 in the middle of the night. But
Well, I got property. I guess.
there you go.
Do worry
All
about
right,
it.
guys. Well, thank you so much again.
Absolutely.
And, I'm. You can tell I'm grinning ear to ear.
Yep, it's been a good time, and once again, I think you've done a fantastic job. Your club is great.
But here's the thing: look at this guy. Look how relaxed he is.
I know
Either
he
he's
is
getting
always
old
relaxed.
hat at this, or he's got it. He's getting it
I got
down.
it.
Yeah, he's
I
got
got
it
it.
down.
Compared to
Yeah.
like 3-5 years ago, he was a little bit of a.
Well, but I will tell you though that last year, the year before, and then last year, you could see that change. But I think it had a lot to do with his staff because before, I think Shannon was running around trying to do it all himself, but he's gotten really good at delegating.
Because I saw him a couple times walking around like he was bored.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I'm just like.
That's good.
no,
because that means
it
your
wasn't,
staff
I
is doing
wasn't
your job.
bored. I think sometimes my face looks like I'm bored, but I'm more concerned. Is that we were having the power issue yesterday on Friday.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
that was what that was. That way, I wasn't bored. Trust me. I was just like,
How do I
get
fix
through this? How are we going to get through this day? Which we did.
Well, and surprisingly well. So once again, that's a tribute to your leadership, and we really appreciate that. It is always a pleasure for us to come here. We love it and are 100% supportive. So next year, let's get you on a little bit earlier. We can do some more promoting. We won't wait till the last second.
Yeah, let's. So. Yeah, I know we did our little promo, but we were all just had really busy schedules. So we'll do that.
We'll do it a little earlier this year and kind of give you a couple of spots. But if you haven't come to the Arizona Electric Festival, make plans for next year. It's around the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
So yeah, second weekend of February is pretty much where we're locked in right now.
So, give it a chance. And then while you're here, look up the Park Flyer Podcast. We're all here pretty much on the line. Can't miss us. We got our shirts on.
You got your shirts
Maybe
on. We give you a special spot every year.
Got a special spot right up front. So,
in the back.
Get in the back. Actually, you guys have been a fantastic hosts. I'll let you get back out to the line. And
I'm going to go fly.
Go fly before it gets too windy because wind is starting to pick
Yeah.
up. So. All righty, Shannon, thank you so much.
Thanks,
we appreciate
guys.
it. All right. We'll see you. Well, we're back. It's been a good 3 or 4 days for us, and today was a riot. First of all, we finished up the Electric Festival yesterday. We finally packed everything up and went out to my club. Yeah, we went out to the Sun Valley Flyers Club. Unfortunately, it was super windy, and we didn't get to really fly anything. But there was some guys out there flying, so you guys got to see a couple of really cool jets fly. We did. And a couple of the guys flying the bigger airplanes. But we were pretty exhausted. We came home, and then today we...
Wait. You forgot something.
What?
Well, unfortunately, our other fourth member, Spencer, we left, and then like seconds after we left, then disaster struck.
Yeah, they did. So Spencer has a big gas airplane, and we had been sitting there, and he was getting ready to fly it, and we were like, we're tired. We're going to take off. We've had a long day, and so he's like, well, I'm going to fly this. So he sparked it up. We took off, and I got a picture just about the time we made it into the house, and oops, he had a midair collision, and it totally wiped it out.
So. Yeah, a picture of pieces. That was just, disheartening, man. That was rough.
Yeah. So, and I talked to him today and actually found out that it crashed right in the road. So there were like several people that were leaving and they were almost running over it. They had to go around it because it crashed on the road on the way out. So, but yeah, he and Bryce.
Wait, they kept driving? They saw the plane in the middle of the road. They kept driving?
They drove around it. It's a big pile. Okay. It was just a big pile of balsa wood. But yeah, Bryce, who we had on last week's episode, or the last episode, Bryce Hatfield with Critical RC, he was out at the club flying as well, and he had a big yak, and I guess he and Spencer came together. So yeah, so they both lost airplanes, which was pretty sad. So we reach out to them and say, hey, we apologize that we weren't there to see it.
Yeah. The part that's so sad is that, because it was coming to the end of the day, the end of the evening, everybody was going to be, it was pretty much like the last flight of the evening.
True.
And that's when things always seem to go wrong.
Yeah, I know.
And, once again, when we're flying the tough wings, people are saying, we try to hit each other, and you put $1,000 on the ground and go, I'll give anybody who hits somebody $1,000. And even when you're telling the guy, I'm flying like this, I'm flying straight and level, and you can't hit each other, and then the minute you just look away and go, oh, squirrel, and then smack, and next thing you know, the planes are tumbling out of the sky.
Well, for us though, we came home. Yeah, we came home, kind of unloaded the trailer and got some sleep. And then today we went out early and showed up at the field and broke out all of our planes. We got electrics all put together. We decided to fly the big gas airplanes. We put that one together. Then we decided to fly the turbines. So we put that one together. And man, I forgot my my batteries. So
right,
yeah. So around lunchtime, I guess we had to take a break. But you guys got to fly. I had to go buy a new.
Yeah, we did. We did that thing that Jay was explaining. It's like crash into each other. I don't know. Let's try.
Now you guys,
and we didn't succeed.
So I had to run over to Home Depot and actually buy a 18-volt battery for my my air gun because I have a little Ryobi air
inflator,
the turbine gear and brakes and that kind of thing. And I had forgotten the actual battery was sitting in the charger at the house. And
you left it in a place where you could find it. I left it exactly where I left it.
Well, I left it charging because I knew I needed it. But anyway, so I ran over to Home Depot and bought a new one, and then I came back and that had to charge that one. And we were charging some batteries. But so what did you guys think? Mike, you got to fly the L-39 again?
Yeah, I didn't land it very well.
You got better at it.
Sorry about that.
Well, I know you got better at it, but
it made it all the way to the ground.
Yeah,
I did one time.
Then,
but I wanted to say some. You were talking about the yaks earlier. It made me remember something that I had a good time with, and I know Doug did, which was the night flying, and that has me motivated to finish my night flying cracked yak.
Oh, and good.
I'm excited about getting back to that and putting that thing together, put the lights on it and whatnot. Because I had bought, I think when you bought it for us, I think you got us the power plant, or you didn't get us the power plant. You just got the plane, I think.
Yeah.
And then I went ahead and bought the ones that were provided for you got the one that was the Chinese version of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I have both. I have one from Twisted Hobbies, and I have the other one.
Oh, then maybe that was the one I have. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So I bought the power pod stuff and the lighting thing from them,
right?
And have that sitting waiting for me to put back together. So I'm jazzed about it.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I was very impressed. You did a very, very good job flying at night, and you did a great job hovering and a bunch of other stuff. So I think you really kind of jumped a couple of levels there. It was good to see. And I know Doug had fun too. But,
well, he was flying better than me that day.
Definitely excited about it.
Yeah.
What's that, Jay?
I said you were flying a lot better than me that day. I was a little nervous.
He was chasing his around. But
you were probably just tired,
in all fairness, yours was still kind of being tweaked. We hadn't finished building, or I just finished building that one, and we were still trying to.
No. I'm not talking about the cracked jacks. I'm just talking about flying on that Monday with all the other aircraft. And when we were flying your big gasser.
You mean
I just
on the night fly?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about that Monday when we were flying Monday.
Oh, today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah,
we were flying Monday. Today, whatever day. Right. I'm retired. I don't know what day it is.
But we've flown like 5 days in a row, all day long. I don't know what day it is. Yes. So earlier today, we did have people at the field when we were flying, and Mike did a good job flying around with those guys too. As a matter of fact, there was another guy who was there earlier, and he was kind of doing a lot of hovering and stuff right in the middle, and Mike was able to kind of fly around a pattern and stay out of his way as well. So I really seriously think Mike's skill level, you've really come a long way, since probably.
I really had a great time flying that the Katana. After I got over my jitters, I think it was probably flying with Jay on the wings.
Uh-huh.
Just getting some more stick time, and flying the Katana. I just had a great time doing it. In fact, Jay really inspired me to fly it even better.
Why is that?
Because
what did I do?
Well, I don't know. It was just like I just watched you fly it, and I know that you're for the most part a better flyer than me. Both of you guys are. And I'm still coming up on skill set, and just watching you flying it and working it, and I was like, you know what? I think I can do that, and I can bring myself to get that done. And then having you, Mike, tell me what I should be doing and how I should be reacting to certain things really kind of helps, because it's like, what do I do here? Oh, ailerons, and I didn't necessarily know. It wasn't like a instinct for me yet,
right.
And so just all that kind of direction, and like I said, it just was inspiring to just get up there. It's like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of this thing anymore.
Well, being 106 inches is not a bad thing either, because it's way more stable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, any
the
wind, if there was any, I didn't notice it.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was hard to believe that plane, out of all your planes, I mean, you got stabilizers in like paper airplanes.
Yeah, pretty much.
and now, the one plane that doesn't have a stabilizer in it, you wouldn't believe that it didn't have a stabilizer in it, because it flies like it has a stabilizer.
Oh yeah, that thing is rock solid.
Is that Katana?
It's a beautiful plane. Although, if I remember right, Mike, at the end of the day, we were kind of looking at things, and some stuff had come loose.
It did, yeah.
Like,
a couple of things.
Remember the canopy? You were like, the canopy's like, Mike, is this canopy loose? It's like, I don't know. It doesn't look loose. Shake. It seems okay. It's not my plane. What do I know about it? And then it turns out those things had come like a half inch out of their spot.
Yeah, there's two tabs.
Or whatever.
Two tabs that actually slide down. And
on the canopy or something.
Yeah, and the glue on it's old. I mean, the airplane's ancient, and I've kind of upgraded some stuff on it, and it's an old.
Well, and those.
It's an old model from the company in Denver, and I'm trying to think of the name. I just had a brain hemorrhage. It's been a long day, but AeroWorks. So it's an old AeroWorks Katana, and it's 106-inch wingspan. It goes has a DA 120 on it. It's not really something you'd fly in the park, but it's the big gas airplane that I have, and so it rattles a lot because that DA 120, it's shaking around up there, and so the glue joints on the little tabs that hold the canopy on they kind of broke loose, just because they were old, and I've flown it a bunch.
Kinda.
And then Arizona's a little.
What about the wing?
Well.
What about the wing stuff
bolts, too? The wing bolts that hold the wing to the side of the fuselage.
I was like, Mike, is this supposed to come off?
Yeah, luckily there's two of them, but the rear one kind of backed out, and Mike's holding it. Now, lucky it didn't do it until we were putting up, earlier when we kind of broke everything down, but it didn't come off in flight or anything. But
yeah.
So Mike has actually flown that airplane before the last time you were here.
That's true. That's true.
And so this time was a little bit better because you were more comfortable. But this is the first time that Jay has actually flown, And is that the largest size you've actually flown?
Yes, yes.
And so, what did you think?
Well, like I said, it flew just like you said it was going to fly.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that, as you were like, yeah, do this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I was just, for whatever reason, I was just so nervous. I was just so nervous around that aircraft. It wasn't like it was super squirrely. I mean, it was sensitive, and I just had to, but I adjusted for that. And I was fine, but I just didn't want to do anything with it.
Right.
Just because, I don't know, my nerves, for whatever reason, I was
want the
so
wings
nervous
to fold up and come sailing out of the sky.
I just didn't want to get crazy with it. I just wanted to fly around the pattern.
Sure.
Just kind of feel it out.
Okay, I'll have to say, Jay, I remember a conversation. I don't know if you were in the room or not in the room. I think you were. And Mike said, yeah, Jay's crashed every plane that I've ever owned or something like that.
That's true.
And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then you picked one which you didn't crash yet. And I can't remember which one it was, but there was one plane that you haven't crashed yet.
Yeah, the Cub.
And maybe it was the Katana.
No, it was the Cub. Okay. Yeah, the Cub. And why hasn't he crashed it yet? Because he has never flown it.
No, but I mean, there was a plane he flew that he didn't crash. Like he found a plane and maybe it was the Katana because he didn't crash that. So,
well, that was after the fact though, because he hadn't flown the Katana before. But
right, my point is, but
so
my
there's
point
still
is
a chance.
I don't remember when that conversation was.
It was my Pitts S12. The one that he.
Oh, there you go. That's it. That is right.
Yep.
That's right. We were talking in the garage about which planes to grab, and that was one of them. You're right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, he got me as a gift, and I think when he was here the last time, when he was here to maiden it with me, he didn't fly it, but then when he came back for the Electric Festival, I think he flew it for the Electric Festival.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and as far as the mini with the microplane, that Pitts you had, the micro pitch you had was awesome. I loved flying that thing.
Yeah, the UMX.
Yeah, that thing was beautiful.
Yeah, I forgot how fun that thing really is.
It was rock solid too. That thing flew around, and we could fly it around for 3 to 5 minutes.
Squirrely,
but awesome.
But maybe it was. There's another UMX that you have. Maybe it was green. You have like it's super lightweight. It's like made with Depron or something.
We didn't fly that though. This last time we didn't fly that. We just flew
that
the
wasn't
T-28.
out there. But I remember, that's why I was thinking that biplane was super squirrely because Mike didn't, after you didn't like flying it because it was so squirrely. But it might be the version. It might be another extra or whatever.
Like, did he have a GB or something?
No, he never had it. He hasn't never had a GB.
I know
there's one little UMX you don't like.
I have those two UMXs. I don't remember the one that you were talking about.
What's the other one that you have? What are the two that you have?
The T28 and the Pitts.
No. Pitts, you have one other one. I don't know if we destroyed it or what happened to it.
Could have.
But you have one other one, and I want to say it was green, and like I said, it was made out of Depron, and it and maybe we destroyed it.
I might have. I don't remember,
but it was really really squirrely. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We didn't have it there, but like you said,
it was really fun.
The biplane flew great. I was really surprised.
Yeah, I haven't flown it
that
all
was
the time.
A ton of fun.
And,
I think Doug even flew that one. He's like, "This is good."
And it's just not really conducive to fly it out of my driveway, which is where normally you would fly it. And I got a bunch of rocks, and it always kind of tips over and breaks something. So I always, it's just in the box. And when you guys were out there flying it, I really wasn't paying too much of attention this weekend. And then Mike finally goes, "Hey, come out here and fly this UMX," and he plugged it in. And I was taking it off, and we did a couple of adjustments to it, right? Because it wasn't rolling quite as fast, I think. So I made a couple of adjustments, and then it got to really rolling. And I forgot it was it was a lot of fun. I forgot how it was. Oh yeah,
that thing was a blast. And then you had like a bunch of batteries. I think we ended up changing the way we didn't do it yet. But we figured out a way to change the battery connector so
I ordered some
other
of those.
batteries you have.
I ordered one.
I don't think we
some connectors.
I don't think we actually implemented it.
So the Katana was really a good success. Although the first time Jay did fly it, we had a dead stick, and it was pretty funny because he flew it roof, and he's like, it quit, and he hands the transmitter back. Yeah. Now, luckily, we had plenty of altitude, and the airplane just came down and we touched down. It's got a great glide ratio.
I'm flying it.
It's fine.
Oh,
he did.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
It is a floater. So, yeah.
It really does. That thing just like floats and floats and floats.
It was fun to fly, and Mike did some hovering with it. Jay did some hovering with it. You guys did some IMAX stuff, just some big airplane kind of things. And then we broke out the once the batteries were charged on the F-15, we broke the F-15 out. So now that you've kind of seen what I've seen and watched it, what are your observations, I guess?
Well, it's I can see where some of the park flying has helped you, such as with the tough wing.
True.
And what I mean by that is stealth flying, because on that nice cloudy day, a military-style airplane done to specs,
that's true,
tends to disappear with its gray body against the gray body of the sky.
And we picked one today.
Of the only 5 days that actually are cloudy in Arizona. And that's right. And that was the day we went out to go fly. And the cloud layer was just at the right height that when you're doing the pattern around the field, it was right at that height. That's where the clouds stacked up. So if you flew higher than that, you were okay. Right. You could see it fine. You couldn't go lower than that because you'd be flying at the cactus. So
I didn't like that one. Like you got below, how you get below the tops of the mountains or whatever. Like you couldn't see that thing still. It's like even though you were below, it's like where did it go?
That's funny.
Oh, there it is. Okay, woo. It's like what you said. That's like when you were flying Big Mike's plane. It's like, where is it? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're the one who has the controller.
Awesome.
I don't know. I haven't seen it for 5 minutes.
I said, I don't know. And he was like, what? That was pretty funny. So was it as fast as you thought it was going to be?
Okay. So, your turbines aren't the first turbines that I've seen. So it wasn't as fast as some other turbines that I've seen. Mm-hmm. But like I said, combined with the stealth feature, it still made your heart, at least my heart, race, because I'm like, I could hear it, sounds beautiful, and then it would disappear for 30 seconds. And then I'd go, well, I think Mike has it because he hasn't started crying. He's not sweating. So
I'm not screaming.
I guess things. Oh, and then I'd see it coming in on final. I go, oh, okay, there it is. It's coming in there. All right, that looks good. Mm-hmm. So that part really sucked. I didn't like that. In fact, that made me think, well, if I ever get into turbines, I'm going to go loud and proud. Fabulous planes. Yeah. Bright colors, gaudy as heck. Looks like Mardi Gras coming down the street. You know what I'm saying? That's the way Jay's.
So the interesting thing for me is like it's I think appropriate to be scared of that thing coming out of the sky and hitting you. But at the same time, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
The second you notice it's coming at you, it's going to hit you. I mean, because it's moving that fast. I think the scale of it belies the fact that it's moving so fast.
Yeah.
Like until we I think somebody had there was a couple of jets flying at the that they flew
on Sunday
out of time, and they had a radar gun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're like, he's like, that was 180, and you're like, what? It didn't look like 180, right. But that thing's booking. But it's the scale of it that really makes it not seem like it's going so fast. Even though, like, if you really just look down the runway and try to count 1,000, you can't even get the word one out, and the thing's going right past you.
Yeah,
I mean, just
in one instance, your field seems kind of large. You're flying electrics, you're doing whatever. It seems quite nice size field, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you brought the turbine out, I was like, and you brought it in, you were ringing it out a little bit the first time. You started doing a couple of touch and goes, or you're just kind of doing some practices, and I'm like, how's he gonna land that thing here? you go by and you go, oh, okay, that wasn't. I'm gonna go around, and I'm like, I just started laughing. I'm like, good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah,
because I didn't think you were going to be able to stop it on the on the field.
Although it's really kind of cool how slow that thing can fly.
Yeah, it can fly really slow. And it does have brakes, Yeah,
but I mean, just even when you put it in high alpha to bring it down.
Right.
I mean, it slowed down to like a fourth of what it was flying at.
You're doing almost 200 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden, you're
doing 30 or 40 or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you didn't get to see the L-39 turbine because that had an accident, but that one's really super fun. I absolutely love flying it. It flies just like the little foam airplane, and I'm gonna have to redo all that, so that'll be way better, and we'll all have that back together when you guys come around the next time. But The F-15 is a super fast, and like Jay said, the first time you kind of take it around the pattern and you get out there. I can remember when I was trying to get my turbine waiver, and Spencer and I were flying, and he had just given me. He had flown a buddy box with me a couple times, and then now he just said, "Okay, you're on your own," because you're doing a good enough job. And so I rolled it out on a 45 away from us, and he said, "It's very difficult for me to help you if I can't see it. So let's get it back towards us." And I go, "Well, I can't see it either. I don't know where it went." Of us. He's like, "Yeah, let's just pitch up and see if the nose comes up." And sure enough, it was right where. Right where it was supposed to be. And I think that's another thing that I have learned flying these little faster and more complicated airplanes is that the radio and the sticks on your radio and the airplane themselves match 99.9% of the time. Unless there's a catastrophic failure or something doesn't go right. But when you put the airplane into a turn, I fully expect 30 seconds later for the airplane to be right here. So right. If it does, if I do lose sight or if I blink and I go, oh man, that kind of disappeared out there, as long as I didn't change what I want it to do, it will continue to do what I asked it to do. And I remember this weekend talking to Mike because when he was out there flying one of his big Cessna, or actually I think it was the little incident with the
the jet with the airline behind us. With the airline,
and I was telling him that too. I said, you have to get used to the fact that if you get disoriented and you change your stick configurations, you have now made the situation worse. Because if you went into a turn and the airplane's in a turn and you lose, you get disoriented, it's still in the turn. So you just kind of hold it there and it'll come back around to you. Where if you go, I don't know what it's doing, and you make a different change, now you really don't know what it's doing because whatever change you made may not have been, to your advantage. It may be your disadvantage, and now you put it right in the ground. And when you're moving at 180 or 190 miles an hour, that's a couple seconds. A mistake in the wrong direction could be the difference between bringing it back and putting it right in the dirt. So
yeah, that's very messy. So one of the things I remember that conversation when I was flying next to Mike when he got it behind the flight line a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't know what's happening. I said, "You're good. Just stay the way. Don't change anything. You're fine.
Right.
It'll be fine." And he was like, "I'm okay." He's like, "Yeah, just keep flying the way you're flying. You got this. You just keep going." And then later he said to me, he's like, "Damn, if you didn't say that stuff to me, I don't know what would have happened." It's like,
yeah, he did. He told me too. He said, "Yeah, Mike really helped out because he just kept calm." And I said, "Well, good. That's a good skill to have. It's just that calm, demeanor, not get panicky." So
he was like that all.
Well, I mean, it wasn't going to change anything for me. I just knew that he didn't want to lose that plane, and I knew that if he freaked out, it would have definitely been disastrous.
It
was.
Well, I have to.
And I know
that
was
having a very zen weekend. He was just in the zone, didn't care about anything, just relaxed.
He was. This is. I have
just
to say,
chilling.
He was
relaxed. He was just chilling.
Yeah, he did a good job this weekend, man. I think you were just kind of flowing, and everything was looking good. So, well, it's been a great time. I was really excited that you guys are here, and unfortunately, we got to send you back tomorrow. But otherwise, we'd spend some more time flying. But hopefully, you got as much flying done as you want to get done, or that you wanted to do.
Okay, wait.
Oh yeah,
does that ever really happen?
No.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean,
I was like, are we dreaming here?
No,
like, I don't
but
think
we did have a short amount of time. It's only, Jay was only here for 5 days, and so or 6, I guess, and then basically the Electric Festival took up a lot of the time. But I would hope that both of you guys by now that it's time to go have accomplished the majority of the things that you would like to have done, and despite the fact that you forgot your elevator, we still had a good time. And,
that's true.
And the good news is that it's those are good memories, and it was a great event. Shannon, we talked to him yesterday, but he did a great job again, and we're looking forward to that again next year. So, today was a great day. I think most of us are just exhausted just because we spent so much time out in the sun flying everything. What'd you think of the new battery box? Makes it a lot easier to fly, doesn't it?
That's very nice, man.
Yeah, because you can charge 8 of those batteries. I mean, once those batteries are coming off and the next ones are going on, you're just like, it's like this constant flow of batteries just coming right off the charger. And it's really nice.
It's very super nice.
So,
and thanks for letting me fly the A10. That was.
Oh, that's right. You did get to fly the A10. What did you think of that?
I liked it after I started. I got comfortable. Like I said, I spent most of my time, just doing touch and goes and landings.
Yeah, so that was a little difficult, I think. The first couple of that you did, that was a little bouncy, and I think you're kind of coming in a little too hot or fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you flew with me some more, you would see the advantageous, or how advantageous it is to have a slightly tail low, because that airplane comes in with that little nose up attitude, and you just kind of have to maintain the power, just like a real airplane.
Well, like I said, the big thing, what I didn't understand was your throttle is different than my throttle on the radios.
Oh, that's right.
On that particular model, if you remember, because you were like, oh, you just have to barely have it in there. And I'm like, okay, this is where, quarter throttle is for me. Well, on your radio, there was no, there was no
quarter throttle.
Quarter throttle. There's nothing there. So your escape is not calibrated the same, like, most of the stuff that I have.
Yeah.
So that was throwing me off. But once it clicked in my head where it was, then I went, oh, now I get it. Now, and then plus listening to your whistles, and hearing the pitch, and the last couple of flights I had right before it got dark, I started getting, where I needed to have stuff. So
yeah, there were some beautiful landings. I mean, they did a really good. You did a good job. And so now that you guys have kind of flown, because you got to fly the L-39 as well, and now that you've flown your L-39 and you have an Aura, I've got Demons obviously in mine. Did you notice a difference, or did you not notice a difference?
I didn't notice a difference because I never really got to fly the plane aggressively, because I was getting used to your field and landing and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So pretty much that was what I was just concerning myself with, was just getting used to your radio and just getting used to things. So I didn't really notice a vast difference. I mean, the plane flew like that great plane flies.
Right.
So I really didn't notice a big difference for me for what I was flying the plane for. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
sure.
I never really pushed it. I never really got super aggressive with it. So
yeah, you just kind of babied it around, so it really didn't.
Yeah, just for putting around the field. I mean, I'm sure that the system was sleeping. All right, wake me up when this guy does something. I have to,
Yeah, no.
Do my awesomeness for.
Well, that's interesting. I just didn't know. I mean, because I've flown on them so long now that when I go, like when I came down to your place and flew the Aura,
right.
I did notice a difference in just the way it reacted. So, but well.
No,
maybe
either way though, good time. I wish I could add a little bit more time to come out and we could have played a little bit more, because we didn't even do half the stuff that we did when I usually come out for 2 weeks or so.
Well, that's true, but you got to get back, and normally you come in and we prepare for the electric festival, and then once that's over we go play and do other stuff, but unfortunately, with you leaving tomorrow, it's that other stuff has to be put on hold till next time you come around.
Right.
I don't think it matters anyway. The weather doesn't look that great for tomorrow anyway, so we're not going to.
Yeah, true.
So
this is the rainiest it's been out here, since I've been coming down.
Well, yeah, that's true. But the weather here has for the electric festival has been great.
That part weather. We lucked out with that. No doubt about that.
Yeah. So. Well, unfortunately, it is the end of the evening, and I know you guys got to get packed up. And this was just kind of our finishing up for the weekend, and our hour is up. It doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Yep.
And man, it's going to be sad to see you guys go. But
it's going to be sad to go.
I know
exactly.
Well, but you guys will be back. It'll be good. So, what's the next event coming around? Do we know?
Labor Day, as far as I know.
Well, that's a little ways away. Or no, that's in May.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Well,
there might be. Wait, maybe there's a electric festival, a flight test fest thing.
Yeah, I thought there was one in the spring. I know Joe Knoll and a couple of other ones are in.
No,
May,
I think it's late. Oh well, maybe.
Yeah.
but I don't. Maybe I'll have to look. I mean, I don't remember.
Well, I know that there's one of the weekends in March. I think it's the third weekend in March is like a jet rally down in Tucson. So I may grab Spencer and go down there. Actually, when this comes out, I think it's this one comes out in March, so it'll be
beginning of March.
It'll be that weekend when that this comes out. So. But man, I had a great time with you both here, and man, we got to do this again sooner.
Well,
rather
thanks
than
for
later.
hosting us as always, Mike, and thank your wonderful wife for putting up with us and our shenanigans.
Sure,
which we didn't get into very many
no.
this particular time.
She really didn't see too much of us this year because we blasted. I was pretty prepared this year. I learned from last couple of times. We got out there early and got everything set up, and then we just had the ability to just go fly. So it was fun. Great events, and we got to talk to Scott, and that was pretty amazing too. So all the great people that helped us out this past weekend, and I know that it's a few weeks back now since this is coming out, a little bit later, but it's been a good time, and man, I'm looking forward to it as well. So when it comes up next year.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks a lot for hosting us. Once again, like I said before, really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, we will probably be back to our regular scheduled program, right? Isn't that what you say?
That's it.
When we come back on our next episode here 2 weeks from today. But we are still looking for you to join our Facebook listeners page. I think officially after this weekend, we are up over 100 members. So that's good news.
Woo-hoo.
We'll keep going. And then, subscribe on your favorite iTunes. Believe it or not, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I found out this weekend, or actually during this weekend, that we got accepted to iHeartRadio. So we are now
nice.
Yeah, we're now officially on iHeartRadio. If you listen to, or if you have an iHeartRadio app, they actually have a place for podcasts on your phone or iPad or whatever, and you can subscribe to us from an iHeartRadio app. And they gave us a go. So all of our episodes are up there, and if that's one of the ones you use,
excellent, man.
Then give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it.
Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it.
I am. So we'll have to grab some of these other guys that kind of reached out to us now that we got some new members on our Facebook page. So definitely go register. If you have any topics, suggestions, or comments, feel free to give us a holler at parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com. That will get to all of us. Or just post something for us on our website or Facebook page.
You're here.
I know. Got to get something on YouTube now, too. I wish I would have shut it down. That was the one thing I didn't do this weekend. I brought all my stuff, barely even cracked out the video.
The batteries are still charged.
I know they really were. I was like, I need to get better at the video thing. So
we have to get a video guy. That's all.
We do. We have to get that's one of the things that Philip, I think, because he does that video work. So next time we'll have to invite him down. He can videotape the whole thing, put something together.
There you go. All right. Well.
All right. Well, kudos to Philip for doing great video work. I know he's got a project up there doing some flight training that he's videoing. So we'll give him a shout out for that. And thanks to Doug for coming out. We really appreciate him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I guess
nice
shout
surprise.
out to Jason, his vice president, and we'll expect to see you both next year. And maybe we will be able to upgrade that bar in the back of his back.
In his bed.
In his bed. I felt so bad for him.
The rack that he was sleeping on? Yeah.
Yes, the rack.
He doesn't need to get any taller, that's for sure.
No, yeah. Well, Mike, you got anything going on when you get back?
Just going to build that plane.
All right.
I'm
gonna build a
definitely
going to
do
let
it.
us know how it goes. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe you'll have that
it.
done for the next episode. But
I definitely will.
Oh, cool! Very, very cool. And Jay, now that have we kind of motivated you to get back out there? I mean, the summer's coming or spring's coming?
I'm definitely motivated. The nice part is I got another vehicle, so that'll alleviate some.
Your daughter's coming out, I think, right?
Coordination time. Yeah, exactly. So that'll be kind of nice. But there's like 2 or 3 planes that I want to find, get together and get going. So
good. Well, we'll have to hear all about it. So.
Oh yeah, and I might come down to Jay's at the end of March.
Oh,
yeah.
No
so I'm that's
shenanigans.
I don't know if there'll definitely be shenanigans going on. I don't know if now, like I was connecting with a piece of work that I have to do, but they might cancel travel at work.
Yeah,
and so I might end up just coming down anyway and say, couldn't tie it together.
All right, well, very cool. Well, for Michael here in Arizona, we'll wrap it up,
and also Jay from the hills of Texas,
and AK Mike in Texas.
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Let's fly.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.